I'm Jamie, chef at Allow Me Meals to Go. Today I'm going to show you how to make a blueberry banana coffee cake. First of all, please take the time to subscribe to my channel. It's right down on the left, and like this video on the right. So to start, we're going to measure out our dry ingredients. We're going to need 1/2 cup coconut flour, 1 teaspoon baking soda, 1 teaspoon baking powder, 2 tablespoons cinnamon, and a 1/2 teaspoon salt. So I've pre-measured things out today. So here is our 1/2 cup coconut flour, our baking soda, baking powder, cinnamon, and salt. And just give that a little mix. So this is very little dry ingredients for this recipe, but because we're using pure coconut flour, it's going to absorb all that moisture. So like I said, this is a banana coffee cake. So we're going to add our bananas to our food processor and blend them with the remaining wet ingredients. So when you're making a baked good with bananas, it's always good to have extremely ripe bananas like these. Now, these bananas are very ripe, but they're not extremely bruised. They're just really ripe. So we need 6 bananas in this large coffee cake recipe, and unfortunately, I only have 2 really ripe bananas, but I'm going to show you that you can also use just plain bananas. I'm also going to add in the honey, vanilla, and almond butter. So here I have my honey and vanilla. So that's 2 teaspoons vanilla and 1/2 cup honey. And because we're using so many bananas in this recipe, we're able to decrease the amount of other sweetener. And then we have 1 cup almond butter. I love using nut butters in recipes. It's basically replacing other flours. So instead of using almond flour, you're actually just using almond butter. And I like this because it adds additional moisture to the recipe. So we're going to give this a nice blend. Now all our bananas are blended in, and now I'm going to add my eggs. I have 6 eggs here. And we'll blend the eggs into the bananas. And there we are. So now we're going to pour our banana mixture into our coconut flour. You shouldn't have any large chunks of banana in the batter, but if you do, don't worry about it. You'll just get a nice little surprise. Now I'm going to stir in my coconut flour. Just give it a really good stir. You'll notice how quickly the coconut flour is absorbing the liquid, and we have this nice batter now. Very thick. Now we're going to add the blueberries into the batter. Now I'm just using frozen blueberries today. If you had fresh blueberries, that would be great. It's just not the season right now. Okay, so I've mixed those in. And now we're going to prepare our 9 by 13 pan. So I have my parchment paper. I'm going to rip a piece big enough for my pan, making sure it's going to cover all sides. I'm going to place it under my pan, and then I'm going to cut notches in for the sides. So I'm going to go as close to the pan as I can get, right in the corner, and just cut a notch away, and do the same thing on all 4 sides. And my paper looks like this. Now I'm going to fold the 2 side pieces behind the main flap and put it in the pan, and do the same on the other side. So 2 side pieces go behind the flap, and this way it's covering my parchment paper, and when my coffee cake is completely done, it's not going to stick to any of the sides, and I won't break any pieces when I pull it out. And now I'm going to pour it into my pan. Make sure I get all the corners. There we go. So there's our cake. Now we're going to make the coffee part. So grabbing a new bowl, I'm going to put in 1.5 cups almond flour, 1.5 cups almond slices. You could also adjust this to slivers or even coconut, shredded coconut. And we also have 2 tablespoons cinnamon. Now I'm going to mix this around to make sure that my cinnamon is equally contributed throughout. The remaining ingredients in our streusel is 1/4 cup honey and 1/2 cup coconut oil. So I have my coconut oil here, but it's in the solid form. So what I'm going to do is heat it in the microwave for 30 seconds. And then I'm going to pour in my honey. There we are. My coconut oil is mostly melted, so I'm going to pour that in. And then just combine. There we are. So it's fairly moist. And I'm going to crumble this on top. So just taking little pieces and crumbling it along. You could also just do this by hand. You want to make sure you get a little bit all over. Alright, and I can just kind of move it around if I want with my spatula, even it out. So this is what our coffee cake looks like right now. I'm going to put it in my preheated 350-degree oven for 35 to 40 minutes. Well, it's been 40 minutes and our coffee cake is done. It looks wonderful. And she'll just show you how amazing using parchment paper is with baking. So I've let it rest for over 5 minutes, and then I'm just going to simply pull it out. There we go. And then pull down the sides, and there you have the coffee cake. You haven't ruined any edges from trying to get it out of the pan. And so just cut it into as many pieces as you want. These are quite thick pieces, so maybe some small pieces. I hope you enjoyed this recipe and video. Please leave a comment below telling me what you learned, liked, or need more information about. I would love to hear your comments. Thanks for watching my video. Please take a moment and subscribe to my channel below on the left and like this video on the right. Please leave a comment below telling me what you learned, liked, or need more explanation, or what my next video should be. I would love to hear from you.